So you can see here that this experiment is known as the thin cylinder experiment, as you can see here. Okay. Now this is also an extremely important experiment. Okay. Now if you see that in the pressure vessels chapter, okay, in the elementary solid mechanics, you will see that the pressure vessels, thin pressure vessels especially, they will be subjected to the two kinds of stresses. One is the hoop stress, another is the radial stress. Another is the axial stress. Hoop stress and the axial stress. We neglect the radial stress basically. Okay. And these two stresses also becomes the principal stresses base. Okay. Now here also it's also a sort of a verification type of experimentation. Okay. On thin cylinders, whether you know the formulas of the thin cylinders, you can find out the tangential stress as well as the axial stress using the formulas. But whether we don't know that, whether those formulas are giving very accurate values as compared to the experimental values or not. So for that we can conduct the test on a thin cylinder. So you can see that this is basically a very thin cylinder. Okay. What we do is that we pressurize this particular cylinder using of course there is here it is not visible right now, but we can connect. Yeah. So you can see that here there is a cycle pump of type of piston is there. So by operating this particular handle, we can actually pump in the air and we can pressurize this particular cylinder. So therefore it becomes a pressure vessel subjected to the internal pressure, and that particular pressure can be measured in this particular dial gauge. Okay. So you know the pressure and you know the diameter of the cylinder, and then you can easily find out the tangential stresses or the hoop stress and the axial stresses. Okay, theoretically. But what we do experimentally here is that on this particular cylinder we have strain gauges which are placed in the axial direction as well as in the tangential direction, and from the strain gauges you can measure the strains, and from the strains you can find out the stresses using the stress strain relations, and then you can compare the theoretical values of the tangential stress and the axial stress with the experimental values of the tangential stress and tangential and axial stresses, and from which you can easily estimate or guess or will come to know how accurate the thin pressure vessel formulas are. Okay, because those formulas are extremely important in design of the thin pressure vessels. Okay.
Hello everyone, I am Sanjeev Sharma and this is Strength of Material Lab. Today we are going to perform one more experiment. This experiment is called thin cylinder. This is the thin cylinder experimental setup. So in this thin cylinder experimental setup we will perform the experiments. So basically introduction of this experiment and objective of the experiment is to find out the strain due to internal pressure in a thin cylinder. So generally all engineers need to know how to predict the effects of stress on common shapes. They can use this. Introduction to this experiment is that introduction and main description is like this. All engineers need to know how to predict the effects of stress on common shapes. They can use this information to decide the right type of material and thickness of materials for their own design and drawing for making some practical instrument, practical works. This thin cylinder shows students the strains in the surface of a thin wall cylinder when it is under stress from an internal pressure. This arrangement is similar to many real world applications including pressure vessels, pressure pipes, aircraft fuselages and compressed gas cylinders and many more other applications. In this application, thin cylinder application, students will learn a biaxial stress system, the use of strain gauges, Young's modulus Poisson's ratio, and construction and use of Morse circle. So this is the setup. So you have seen this is the cylinder, this is thin cylinder, and this is the frame. This is frame with rigid frame, metallic frame. This is these two rods are there. This is the wheel. Wheel we can lock it and unlock it. Two ways you need to perform this experiment. One is open in, another is close in. So those things I will detail explain you. And this is the dial indicator where we will see how much pressure we will put. And this is the hydraulic pump. By handling it, we can put pressure inside the cylinder. And here in this experimental setup, these are the drawings. Overview how where the strain gauges are fitted. So this is the these are the actually strain gauges. The total 6 strain gauges are there at different angle, different positions. So first strain gauge, this one is the first strain gauge. So here you will get see first strain gauge, this one first strain gauge. Wherever the strain gauges are put here, where the location and same things showing here. The first strain gauge, second strain gauge, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. All strain gauges are putting a different position and angle position. Angles also different. So like this one vertically it is put at this one horizontally, and this one 45-degree angle from its axis, and this one 30 degree, and this one also vertical, and this one 60 degree. So here we can directly read the strain gauge values. This is the toggle switch, toggle button. So up to 6 strain gauge readings it will appear here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next if we click down, then 5th and 6th strain gauge reading will get it. Thin cylinder experimental setup, thick cylinder experimental setup also available. What is the difference between thick and thin cylinder? A thin cylinder has a diameter to thickness ratio more than 20, whether a thick cylinder has a diameter to thickness ratio of less than 20. So this is this thin cylinder, this is the model SM1007, and this one UK made instrument. And now we will go for the actual experiment. This also can be connected to PC also, but without connecting PC also we can perform the experiments. For doing the experiment, first we need to open it. First we need to switch on the machine, switch on the power. Then after switch on, we need to wait for at least 5 minutes. So already we have more than 5 minutes already over. Now after 5 minutes, here no internal pressure inside the cylinder, at 0 pressure. This is the knob where we can give the opening of this hydraulic pressure. So this is now it is in closed condition. Now we will make it open, and then before starting the 0 condition, 0 pressure, meganewton meter square. We will make all strain gauges 0. Some arbitrary value is showing. So for this we need to press this button few seconds. So now it is nulling channels, means balancing. This some arbitrary voltage signals are there. Those things it will balancing, calibration is going on. So once we do the calibration, now this is the initial condition. So as these signals are voltage signals, so small fluctuation voltage never be 0. So always some value it will, arbitrary value it will appear here, micro strain. So now next step is, as I told, this is open condition and closed condition. Two way we can perform the experiments. But here in our experimental during our class, we are giving only open condition only. For open condition, this knob we need to open, we need to lose it, we need to clock it, turn it anti-clockwise, then this will be open condition. Then pressure, if we put the hydraulic pressure, then pressure will be developed inside the cylinder, and it will give internal pressure inside the cylinder wall. Due to that pressure, there will be some deflection. So that deflection, that some strain will generate that strain value. We can read from this display. So now gradually I will put pressure. I will put hydraulic pressure inside the cylinder. So at different interval, initially at 0 we will take the reading, and then we will put total full scale up to, in this dial gauge, pressure gauge, up to 5 meganewton meter square. But in this experimental setup there is limitations. You have seen this red mark. Up to above this red mark one should not put pressure, otherwise cylinder will permanently get damaged and strain gauge will also get damaged. So we will put pressure up to 3 or 3 point per division equal to 2 meganewton, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1 division equal to 2 meganewton meter square. So like that, this is the scale. So we will put pressure, suppose first initially we will make reading at 0. First at 0 we will measure the strain values. We will note down the strain values. Then this per division equal to 0.2 meganewton. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. That way 1, 1.2, 1 point, like that way it is increasing. So we will put pressure up to 3.4 meganewton meter square. Initially you can give at 2 or 4, we will give pressure, hydraulic pressure, by using this pump. Then we will take the reading. So first strain gauge reading, it is saying 92 microstrain. This is positive, that means tensile strain. So second one is negative. Second one strain gauge is this one. Second one is negative. This is compressive strain. Third one 0, third one 3 microstrain. Fourth one 35 microstrain, and fifth one 64, and sixth one 95. So positive means that is tensile strain, and negative means compressive strain, means compressive loading happen, and positive means tensile loading happen. So this way we will at different pressure we will note down the readings, and from these readings you need to do the rest of the calculations. We will provide you all the experimental manual details, and in manuals all details, formulas, theory, everything will be mentioned, and based on this table you need to put your readings, whatever readings you will get. These are the theories manual. This is manual. These are the open-in condition, close-in condition, and this one is the cylinder. This is the drawing image, and these are the strain gauges. This is data acquisition systems, and these are the technical details of this experimental setup. Then this is the theory, Poisson's ratio, Morse circle, stress, strain, all details are here. Everything will be provided. Soft copy we will provide you, and you need to do the rest of the calculations using the formulas. So thank you very much.